Well, listen to this. A state representative in Oklahoma says that what Arizona is doing with its immigration bill is not tough enough. Over the last few years, he's pushed through several measures to try to drive illegal immigrants out of his state. That state representative, Oklahoma Republican Randy Terrell, joins me now. Sir, good to have you with us today.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Martha.
Good morning to you.
You bet. Good morning.
What are you doing in Oklahoma, and why is it tougher than what they're doing in Arizona?
Well, Oklahoma and Arizona have both been at the forefront of the state-level real immigration reform movement for quite some time. Arizona has surpassed Oklahoma with its recent employment licensure provisions and also this recent public safety law enforcement thing. What we're looking at is replicating the Arizona statute and Oklahoma law, but we want to go a little bit further. We want to impose some additional penalties for illegal aliens who are in possession of firearms. These are really criminal illegal alien gangbangers that are creating particular problems for us in South Oklahoma City. Number two is we want to extend our drug asset seizure and forfeiture laws to immigration-related offenses. And number three, we want to enhance our state RICO statutes to include some underlying predicate crimes that are immigration-related.
Well, it sounds to me like a number of the things that you list, would break the law in and of themselves. So why are they separate because they happen to be carried out by illegal immigrants, separate from your law that would, expel them from the state just based on that?
Well, the answer, as you know, is that frequently the feds don't prosecute these type of crimes. In other words, let me take, for example, the instance of illegal aliens in possession of firearms. Unless the illegal alien happened to have an unusually large cache or be caught in some very unusual circumstances, the chances are that the feds would decline to prosecute that. So just as with the Arizona statute, these separate state statutes here in Oklahoma would be designed to give our law enforcement a separate jurisdictional basis for enforcing those laws.
Yeah, let me ask you what you think about this overall. Arizona's getting a lot of heat for this law. Even the federal government, Eric Holder, has said that they might have to sue Arizona over this law. In terms of the
That's a tragedy. I'm not even sure he's read the statute.
That's true, which we reported
I said it's
today.
a tragedy. I'm not even sure he's...
When you look at this overall, what do you think about this huge controversy that all of this has created?
Well, I think it's much to do about nothing, quite frankly. If you read the Arizona statute, it's quite reasonable. And I'll tell you that it really is something that's been federal practice for well more than half a century. Oklahoma also has been at the receiving end of this. We're the only state in the nation that also imposes a wire transmitter fee or a remittance tax. If you attempt to send money out of the country from Oklahoma and you don't have a valid Social Security number, we collect taxes on that money, and that precipitated a call for trade sanctions from the nation in Mexico. Listen, this represents attempts by a foreign nation to interfere with the internal affairs of a sovereign U.S. state. So quite frankly, we don't take very kindly to it, and I hope Arizona doesn't get too worked up about what's happening to them.
How is all this working in Oklahoma? Are you achieving your goals?
We are. And listen, what's precipitated this is exactly what you said. The federal government has absolutely and utterly fallen down on their responsibility of protecting our nation's borders. They have functionally turned every state, Martha, into a border state, and it's costing us hundreds of millions of dollars. So, the bottom line on this is if the federal government either can't or won't act, and I'm beginning to believe that it's beyond the point of willful indifference, then states like Oklahoma and Arizona certainly will step up to the plate and do so.
All right, interesting. There's 9 other states that are considering laws similar to the one that Arizona just put in place on their own. So the states clearly taking action on this on their own, and
Martha,
that's putting them in conflict
in
in some cases with the federal government. Randy Terrell, thank you very much, sir. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.